championships. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Head to head with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them, I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, I don't think they really heard me like. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Ain't no stopping me, ain't no topping me, I am up. #1 seed, ain't nobody popping up. Got a squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a Sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's time to switch. You get hit if I miss, then my teammates got the blitz, yeah. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock.
One up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. And up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back.
The Packers are now on the clock.
You lie to my face. People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me. Do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up. Can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried. I'm straight. Me and Craig. Had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get out my problems, let me One up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
From Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is...
50. 56. Check 56. Watch the slant. Kill.
First carry for James Conner. A check on the numbers last week for Conner. 19 carries, 59 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo. 63 yards. So all the way down close to the goal line. Good blocking up front. Helped to spring it.
When this drive is over, he's got to get to the bench and sing Kumbaya.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day,
Allen hit. He lost the football.
on plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. Oh, he's got some breathing room. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that. They might into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Play action. Now it's Allen. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Allen. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
The Steelers' offense now, they head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ready? 30 base. Gone.
On first down, Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. 2nd and 1. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Go, 50, plant.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And Wilson has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 32-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Now that's the kind of run that fires up an entire team. Tackled at the 2-yard line. For the defensive guys, a little bit of a sigh of relief, though, that they stopped him short of the goal line. Now they got to figure out how to shore up the rest of the defense.
He'll drop to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. They start the drive with Counter, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
On 1st down, it's Taylor. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
56 to Mike, 56. Check 56.
Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 10. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw. Leo.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give right side. Taylor. It's a gain of 6. Moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson, there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll set up to throw. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. A run by Connor on first down, and a good one, as he'll get about 7 here. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Allen. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The kick by McManus is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So a very tight first. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. They will take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Taylor. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2nd and 2. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
They begin on the ground here with Connor. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Connor. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. The punt team on now as from their end zone they get it away. That's taken at around the 40. A very good return there, giving it even 20 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Hey, Sam off.
On first down, it's Taylor. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now a give, right side. Taylor. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guy...
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. From 6 yards away. And the Steelers, they... Throwing on first down is Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Well, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Back now here on EA Sports. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Allen now looks to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed.
Ready? 10 over. Travel. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his throw is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Devontae Adams, his 5th touchdown. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. Got his man, that's Harry. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Allen going to throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. That's caught left side by the tight end Boyle. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone,